Hi, Letterboxd.
Hello.
How you doing?
Letterboxd, this is a very exciting moment for me.
My first steps into the world of film.
My first steps.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great question.
Yeah, that's really cool.
My first steps in life were into the world of film.
When I was younger, I watched Bugsy Malone. And that film, the fact that they were young, the music in that, the art direction in it, the performances, I wanted to be a part of that party.
I always mention this, but All About Eve is my favorite movie. And then all just the Cassavetes movies. I remember watching that with my family, young. My parents love movies, so we'd watch it together. Like, I was probably 12 or something.
My mum was really into sci-fi. She took us to see like Return of the Jedi, The Black Hole, Battlestar Galactica. We used to watch Lost in Space, the old black and white one, and then we watched the color one.
My mom, there was a week in summer 1982 where she didn't have a babysitter. She was getting her PhD, and she worked it out with the staff at the local cinema to look after me from late morning to late evening. We would get dropped off in the movie theater, and I would sit through either E.T. or Poltergeist, like a couple of times, 2.5 times a day.
The first film I remember seeing in a theater was the original Pete's Dragon. That was a very formative experience for me. And that was just so exciting. It was dark outside. I was very young. Cinema for me is the temple at which we all worship at Marvel Studios.
King Kong, 1933, and that was one of the very first things that just sort of lit my mind on fire. And it was both the stop motion animation and the music that really just lit it up. A few years later, Star Wars hit the screen, and then that was the end of the story. It was just like, okay, whatever I have to do that, that's what I want it to be.
Seeing Star Wars as a kid, I was living in a rural community in upstate New York. There was one theater, and I was very young when I saw it, and it absolutely blew my mind.
Richard Donner's Superman, sitting on my mom's lap, when I was, 3 years old, and just being utterly riveted by what I was watching. It changed my life. Pretty much from that point on, I refused to dress like a normal kid. I dressed up like Superman and Spider-Man for all the Marvel fans. It's amazing. I wonder what that 3-year-old, 5-year-old version of me would think of this moment, right? It's kind of amazing.
We shot first steps of Pinewood Studios, steeped in history. You just feel the history of the film industry everywhere you go. 30 years ago this week, First Night was released with Sean Connery and Richard Gere, King Arthur film, which was my first American film. Yeah, we shot that at Pinewood as well. Nice anniversary.
Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. That was my first movie. Or Electric Children. I was 17 when I did that movie. Changed my life.
One of your first films that you ever made, Earth vs. Spider, Goth Boy?
Yeah, that's right. I had did I even have a line in that? I had the tiniest part in the world. You blink and you miss me, but I got to go to Stan Winston's studio. It was the old days where they weren't scanning you for special effects. Met him, got the goop all over me, and literally one of the greatest geniuses of prosthetic makeup and makeup in general of all time, I got to go and meet because I had one line in an HBO movie called Earth vs. Spider.
That's why we do it.
I'm a lucky bitch. Where have you been? Where have you been?
I've been busy.
I know, baby, but you
Answering
can't leave me
questions
alone.
about
You can't leave me alone that long.
I know.
That's a little too long, baby.
We need it.
Very codependent, very codependent. Just like I'm very codependent on film.